I never imagined my life would turn into a battlefield, but it did. The woman I once loved more than anything turned into the very reason I dreaded going home. My wife, Sarah, cheated on me, not once, but repeatedly. Yet even after knowing everything, I couldn't just walk away. Not because I still loved her, but because of Jack, our 6-year-old son. My little boy, my only source of peace. I found out about her affair through late-night messages and secret calls. At first, I tried to deny it. I told myself maybe it was a misunderstanding. But when I saw her hugging another man in front of our son's school, I knew the truth. My heart broke, not just for me, but for Jack. He deserved better. He deserved a home built on love, not lies. When I confronted her, she didn't even bother denying it. She just said, "It happened. But you're not leaving. Jack needs his parents together." Her words were cold, not a hint of guilt in her eyes. That's when I realized, she didn't want me, she just didn't want to lose control. I was her convenience, nothing more. I tried to leave. I packed my things, even spoke to a lawyer. But every time, she threw Jack into the middle of it. "If you leave, he'll think you abandoned him," she'd say. "Do you want him growing up without a father?" And each time, her words pierced my heart like knives. I didn't want my son to suffer because of her actions. She became an obstacle in every step toward separation. She manipulated Jack, told him things like, "Daddy doesn't love us anymore," or, "He's going to leave you forever." I'd come home to find my little boy crying, asking if I was going to disappear like monsters in the dark. How could I explain the truth to a child that innocent? I started spending more time with Jack, reading bedtime stories, helping him with homework, sitting beside him quietly while he played with his toys. He would look up at me with those wide, trusting eyes and say, "Promise you won't go away, Daddy." And every time, I'd force a smile and say, "I'm not going anywhere, buddy." Meanwhile, Sarah continued her affairs, acting like nothing had happened. She had men over when Jack was asleep and acted like she had done nothing wrong. When I brought it up, she would lash out. "I'm still your wife. You have no right to question me until we're legally divorced," she shouted one night. The irony stung. I felt trapped, in a marriage that had died long ago, in a home that no longer felt like mine, but I stayed because of Jack. He was the only light in that ever-darkening house. I endured sleepless nights, mental torture, and constant emotional manipulation, all for that little boy's smile. One night, I overheard Sarah whispering to someone on the phone, "He'll never leave. I've got Jack. He's too weak." That night, something changed in me. I realized she wasn't just cheating, she was using our son as a weapon. And I knew then, for Jack's sake, I had to be strong. The next day, I filed for full custody. I gathered all the proof I had, her affairs, her manipulation, her instability. I didn't want to take Jack away from his mother, but I had to protect him from growing up in a toxic, loveless environment. Sarah fought back with everything she had, but she underestimated the strength of a father's love. The court battle was long and painful. Sarah painted me as cold, distant, and even dangerous. But my actions, my words, and most importantly, Jack's own love for me, spoke louder. He told the child psychologist, "Daddy makes me feel safe. I want to live with him." That was the moment the tide turned. Eventually, the judge granted me primary custody. It was bittersweet. Jack came to live with me, and Sarah was given visitation rights. She was furious. She screamed in court, called me a thief, a monster. But for once, I didn't care. I held Jack's hand and walked out without looking back. Now, every morning, I wake up to the sound of Jack's laughter. The air feels lighter, the house feels like a home again. I'm still healing, still picking up the pieces of my heart. But I'm no longer lost. My son saved me, and in return, I gave him the peaceful life he deserved. Sarah is still bitter, still manipulative during visits, but I no longer let her control me. I'm stronger now. And every time I see Jack running toward me, arms wide open, I know I did the right thing. She tried to break me, but in the end, only my Jack mattered. And because of him, I rose again.